There are 7 levels of NBA number 1 overall pick disappointment. This system has stayed true across generations, from the lottery era to today. At level 1, you have guys who carved out respectable careers even if they never lived up to the hype. But at level 7? That's where draft nightmares live. That's where franchises are set back a decade. Being a number 1 pick comes with expectations that 99% of humans could never handle. This isn't about disrespecting these guys. This is about measuring them against the standard of being selected first overall, ahead of everyone else in their draft class. Let's break down the 7 levels of how wrong it can go. Level 1 is where the number 1 pick actually figured it out. He took time, faced adversity, got written off early, but ultimately proved he belonged and delivered real value. Andrew Wiggins came into the league with insane hype. He was supposed to be the next great two-way wing. Cleveland took him first, immediately traded him to Minnesota, and for years we wondered if he'd ever live up to the potential. In Minnesota, he put up numbers, but the efficiency wasn't there. The defense was inconsistent. The effort was questioned constantly. He became the poster child for empty stats on bad teams. But Wiggins figured it out. He got traded to Golden State, bought into their system, and transformed himself. In 2022, he was a key piece of an NBA championship team, their second-best player in the finals, locking up Jason Tatum and scoring efficiently. He made an all-star team. He became a legitimate two-way player. Is that what you expect from a number 1 pick? Not exactly, but it's an NBA championship and an all-star appearance. Wiggins didn't become LeBron, but he became a winning player. That's level 1. Level 2 is where number 1 picks showed glimpses of greatness, but injuries or circumstances prevented them from reaching that ceiling. These are the what-if guys. Absolutely dominant defender. 3-time All-Star. Led the league in steals. When Ben Simmons was healthy and engaged, he was one of the most versatile defenders in basketball. He could guard 1 through 5, run the break like magic, and make winning plays everywhere. He won Rookie of the Year, averaging 15-8-8. In Philadelphia, he made 3 straight All-Star games. He was revolutionary, a player who could change games without scoring. But the mental side and injuries derailed everything. The playoff failures, particularly that Atlanta series where he passed up a wide-open dunk, broke something. Then came the trade saga, the back injuries, the mental health struggles. By Brooklyn, he was a shell of himself. Is Ben Simmons a bust? Compared to expectations, yes. But he gave you multiple all-star seasons and elite defense. He's level 2 because you saw what he could be, even if it never fully materialized. Level 3 is where solid players live. Guys who had clear NBA skills and real production when healthy, but could never put it together consistently. I know he wasn't picked first, but his expectations were number 1 pick level, and his career arc perfectly illustrates level 3. Lonzo Ball is legitimately excellent when he's on the court. Elite playmaker with incredible court vision. One of the best defensive guards in the league when healthy. His basketball IQ is off the charts. In Chicago, before the injuries, he was putting it all together. Shooting threes efficiently, running the offense, locking up guards. The problem? He can't stay healthy. Knee injuries completely derailed his career. He's played 35 games in the last 3 seasons. You can't build around a player who's never available. Lonzo represents level 3, clear talent, real skills, but the inability to consistently deliver value. If he'd stayed healthy, this would be a different conversation. Level 4 is where picks become clear disappointments. These are guys with NBA talent who had moments of productivity, but never developed into anything close to what you'd want from a top pick. The Sacramento Kings took him 2nd overall ahead of Luka Doncic and Trae Young. That's all you need to know about why this hurts. Bagley can score. He's got offensive talent. He can finish around the rim, score in bunches when rolling. In Sacramento, there were flashes, but he's never stayed healthy. He's inconsistent on defense. He doesn't fit modern basketball. He's a big who can't stretch the floor or protect the rim consistently. He's bounced from Sacramento to Detroit to Washington with the same story everywhere. Flashes of offense, injury stretches, no defensive impact. The worst part? Luka and Trae were right there. Every time those guys do something incredible, Kings fans relive the Bagley pick. That's level 4. You got something, but what you missed makes it worse. Level 5 is where number 1 picks become career backups. These guys stuck around for years, but never came close to starter production. Thabit was 7 feet 3 inches, had elite shot-blocking potential, and dominated at UConn. Memphis took him second overall, and immediately everyone knew it was a mistake. He couldn't score. At all. No offensive game beyond catching lobs, and even that was inconsistent. Too slow to defend in space. Fouled constantly. In 4 years with Memphis, he averaged 2.2 points and 2.7 rebounds per game. He bounced around for a few years, Memphis, Houston, Portland, Oklahoma City, mostly as an emergency third-string center. His entire NBA career lasted 5 seasons and 224 games. The brutal part? Stephen Curry went 7th that year. James Harden went 3rd. One of the best drafts ever, and Memphis got essentially nothing. That's level 5. Level 6 is where legendary busts live. Names that become synonymous with draft failures. Players who had long careers but were so far below expectations that their names become punchlines. Kwame Brown became the cautionary tale for high school prospects. Washington, with Michel Jordan running the front office, took him first overall straight out of high school. For the next 12 years, we watched Kwame struggle to become anything close to what a number 1 pick should be. Could he play in the NBA? Yes. 12-year career, serviceable backup center and power forward. Could defend, rebound, catch lobs. On minimum contracts as a role player, Kwame was fine. But as a number 1 pick? Disaster. He averaged 6.6 points and 5.5 rebounds for his career. Terrified to shoot free throws. Had stone hands that became legendary. Played for 7 different teams, none viewing him as more than a rotation player. The psychological damage was real. Playing next to Michel Jordan as a teenager, getting criticized constantly, having the weight of being picked first, it affected him. Kwame became the example of what happens when you draft on potential overproduction. He's level 6 because Kwame Brown became shorthand for draft failure. That's legacy, just the wrong kind. Level 7. The bottom. The absolute worst number 1 pick in modern NBA history. A pick so bad it changed how teams evaluate talent. Anthony Bennett going first overall in 2013 was shocking on draft night. Nobody had him going first. Most mocks had him 5 to 15 range. Cleveland somehow decided he was their guy. From day 1, complete disaster. Rookie season, 4.2 points and 3 rebounds in 12.8 minutes per game. Shot 35% from the field. For a number 1 pick, those are unthinkable numbers. He looked lost on both ends. Overweight, lacked confidence, nothing worked. He lasted 1 season in Cleveland before being traded to Minnesota, then Toronto, then out of the NBA after just 4 seasons. 4 seasons. He played 151 total games and averaged 4.4 points for his career. Victor Oladipo went 2nd that year. Giannis Antetokounmpo went 15th. Cleveland literally could have picked anyone else. This is why Bennett is level 7. He's not just a bust, he's the measuring stick for all busts. When people debate whether someone is the worst pick ever, the question is always, worse than Anthony Bennett? The answer is usually no. He represents the absolute floor of what can happen when a franchise makes a panic pick, when they overthink the draft, when they ignore every red flag. Bennett didn't just fail. He failed spectacularly, immediately, and permanently. So there you have it. The 7 levels of number 1 pick disappointment. From Andrew Wiggins, who redeemed himself and won a championship, all the way down to Anthony Bennett, who redefined what it means to be a draft bust. This system is timeless because the pressure of being picked first never changes. The expectations never change. Some guys overcome it, some guys show flashes, and some guys become cautionary tales. The game evolves, scouting gets better, analytics improve, but drafting is still about projecting what teenagers and college kids will become against the best players in the world. Sometimes you get LeBron. Sometimes you get Anthony Bennett. What do you guys think? Did I get the levels right? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more NBA content. Remember, greatness is rare, but disappointment, that's timeless too.